How you guys doing? You know what? Part one went so well. I'm going to do a part two of the video, which was titled I'm 31 and I've got no dating experience with women. I had a great response from that video. I'm really pleased that that made a good impact because I thought it would, and the advice was solid. It was honest, and it came from my experience. My own experiences with dating and relationships, and it also came from my experience of observing clients and seeing their struggles and seeing how they've overcome them, and also just learning from people in life around the world. So we're going to continue because there's more to be said on this. So hit that subscribe button, especially if you're a guy that's dealing with anxiety at the moment, with life, with talking to women, with people, and you want to gain more confidence and you want to get control over that. Hit that subscribe button. I've been coaching now for the best part of 10 years. I make videos, I run events, I do paid coaching, I do some free events, and articles and so much more. So let me start off by saying this, right? I want to ask you guys this question. I really want you to let me know in the box below, because this is something that really helped me at a time when it doesn't really matter. I wasn't 31, but I was close to it, right? When we're talking about age here. And I had to go through a few things in life to realize this, where I was going wrong. So let me just ask you this question, right? So I'm assuming at the moment you guys haven't got a girlfriend and you want a girlfriend or a relationship, fiance. You're around your 30s. Now, obviously, I don't know your situation in life, but let me just ask you this, right? And I'm not pressing you. I'm not judging you. Honestly, this is to try and help you. If you was fully happy in your life and in yourself, I'm not saying things were perfect, but let's just say you were happy in your life and things were going well, and you had something that you were passionate about. That could be anything. That could be a business, that could be charity, that could be training, it could be a personal hobby, photography, it could be art, it could be music, it could be traveling. Just say that you were super happy in your life right now and you felt good in yourself. You didn't really care too much about what people thought, and you were confident. I think there was a lot of excitement. You had good friends and things like that. Would you still feel the same way that you do now? Sorry, it's hay fever every summer. Would you still feel bad about not having a relationship? Think about that, because in all honesty, when I asked myself this question, the answer when I eventually got it was no, I wouldn't. I'm not saying you're not going to want to. I'm not saying a guy that's 30, 31, who's confident and happy in his life, but he's single, is not going to want a relationship. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you're not going to, there's not going to be two negatives. There's not going to be, well, the first negative is I don't have a relationship and I'm 31. What's going on? And the second negative is, I'm depressed in my life. I'm not confident. I'm not feeling good. There's not much going on. So if there's a lot going on and you're happy, it's different. It's a different mentality. It's easier. It's easier, and the relationship will come easier. Women, look, whether women realize it or not, sometimes we generalize it. Oh, women like this, women like that, oh, guys like that. There's some truth in all these things, but it's because of how you feel, and it's what you project. So I've always said this before, and I've seen it. If two guys went out to speak to women, and one was depressed and he didn't feel good about himself, but the other guy was happy and he had a good outlook on women and life and projecting positivity, who's going to do better in most cases? It's obvious, it's the guy who's positive. So that's the first bit of advice I would give you, and I did this and it worked, and I've taught it to a lot of clients, right? So that's one way. Okay, second approach to this is, now I'm going to ask this question because it needs to be asked. How many women are you speaking to at the moment? How often? Be honest. Because I find a lot of guys that are in this position, and I include myself when I was in this position, which I'm no longer, but I was there. They never speak to that many women. They sometimes we do it. I'm not going to say lie, that's a bit of a strong word, but we don't realize that, for example, we might say, I'm diverting here, but it makes a point. Some guys will say, I haven't had a date in 2 years. And if I said to him, well, how many women have you asked out? Have you asked out 10 women, 20, 30, 40? No, not that much. When we get down to it, eventually it's like he asked out 2 women. It didn't work out. He got disappointed, and he's kind of convinced himself that so many women don't want to go out of him. So you have to be honest and look at the practicalities of what you're doing. How many women are you speaking to? And how you're doing it as well. And that's another question, right? It's not just about, okay, I spoke to 5 women, they all didn't like me. How are you speaking to them? How? Is it honest? Is it confident? Is it positive? Are you enjoying the conversations? Are you making women comfortable? Are you being yourself? You know, are you able to hold a conversation? So I'm taking you through like a whole coaching session today. I know you guys will appreciate it. That's why it's a pleasure to do it for free. Because these are the areas we've got to look at that are going to affect both in a negative or positive way. But I would be pretty sure, I'd make a guess that most of you are not doing these things. You've not got yourself into a good place. And I understand, I know it isn't easy, right? It's not easy life. It's not always easy to be happy, right? But we can do it. And if you followed my advice on the channel, you can definitely do it, 100%. So if we're not happy and we're not that social, or when we are social, it's not that confident, then the likelihood is, it's not 100%, it isn't 100, but it's a slim chance it's going to work out for now. So again, my conclusion, well, I know the truth in all this is, you've got to get your confidence up. And it's not just about, let me explain. It is and it isn't. It's not just about being bold and confident when you talk to women and demonstrating, I'm confident. It's more about, it's not faking it till you make it. That's nonsense. I never believe in that. It's really being confident. It's working it yourself. And some of the quickest ways to do that is 3 ways off the top of my head. Exercise and training, diet, that's 2, and having a purpose in your life. And that's something that you've got to figure out. I'll just use an example, right? We'll just use Joe Bloggs. So Joe Bloggs is 31. He has never had a meaningful relationship. He's depressed, he's down, he's fed up. What can Joe Bloggs do to change that? Number 1, Joe Bloggs can join the gym and start training regularly and get his mind right and get his fitness right and get himself in shape. Number 1. That's going to take Joe Bloggs to a better level. The second thing Joe Bloggs can start doing is being honest with himself. I'm not saying he's got to be a diet freak, but he's got to clean his diet up. He's got to calm down with the McDonald's and the takeaways and the junk and the sugary drinks and the donut. He's got to improve that. Start having the obvious quality foods in life: veg, fruit, meat, or if you have no meat, that's fine, veg. That'll take him to another level, right? That's 2 things: diet and training. Third one is Joe Bloggs got to have a purpose in his life. It can't be a situation where he's just floating about. He's got nothing. We need things to do. Man needs work, so he needs career, university, start a business, hobby. There's nothing wrong with it being a paid profession, something that he can make a lot of money or a good living. It also doesn't have to be paid, as long as he enjoys it. Traveling, wildlife, whatever is him, whatever feels right. If he's got those 3 things intact now, it's not that hard for it to work out. Now he needs maybe a bit more of my coaching, mentorship, a little bit of social skills and a bit of courage to speak to women in the right way, with honesty, respect, confidence, authenticity, no BS, no lines and rehearsed lines and trying to act like you're someone you're not. I'm not into that stuff, and I know you guys are not as well. So these are the 4 foundations. It's the gym, the diet, the purpose in life, and the way that you communicate with women. Because I remember when I was struggling, guys, I was trying, but I wasn't getting anywhere. I wasn't getting a date. And I said to my friend at the time, I don't know what it is. Women just don't like me. I'm just fed up with it. And he said, it's not that. He said, you got to believe in yourself. You got it. And I said, really, have I got it? I don't think I've got it. I don't think women like me. He said, you got it. He basically said, you got to stop talking down to yourself. You got to stop being so negative about things. And that's something that all guys have, until I work with them and change that. And the way you change that negative is by putting in those 4 things that I just said, or those 3, the diet, the training, and the goal or the purpose in life, something that it's. And when you say this, I understand, guys, it can sound like, oh, it's not a lot, it's not that much. It sounds a lot because it's like I've got to do 3 things, but doing those 3 things is going to take you out of depression. So now when it comes to women, it's just really about being, I would say, a couple of tips with the actual conversation when you speak to women, things to work on that work, right? And they're simple things, right? Get it out of your head that it can't be simple in order for it to work. That's the biggest myth going. All really good teachers, anyone in experience in their field will always tell you about getting the fundamentals correct, the simplicity in boxing, the jab, the simplicity of it. Beginners always do the same thing. I did it. They come in the gym, they want to show off, and they make a fool of themselves. We all do it. I did it. They start throwing loads of punches to impress the trainer or other people. We all did it. I did it as well. And then you later learn that doesn't work when you're a beginner. And you have to go back to a basic, something that makes you feel a bit embarrassed. It doesn't feel that good. It might just be that. My trainer just said, keep your hands up and just practice throwing the jab and putting it back. And I'm like, that doesn't feel that interesting. But over time, you realize how effective it is in sparring. So the same way when you speak to women, it's not about all these cheesy lines and tricks. It's just about saying, excuse me, hi, how are you doing? How's your day? You look really nice. Nice to meet you. Or hi, good manners, a gentleman, but said with confidence and smiling and positive energy. That's all it is. It's guys get too caught up on they need something magical to say, or they don't understand. And I understand guys, a lot of guys that would criticize me and see me speak to women, see the way I conduct myself, and they're like, oh, he's boring, or he's right. They don't get it. They don't understand. And I don't get offended by them because I know that they don't understand. They're not on that level. They don't get it. They haven't got the results that I've got. They haven't got. I'm not being big-headed. I'm just saying they could, but they don't understand. They're looking at it from a perspective of logic and what they've read online or what another guy's told them. They don't have experience. They haven't got the results. I've got the results. That's what it comes down to. And I've got the experience. I've seen the mistakes and I've made the mistakes. So they don't realize that simplicity. Yeah, if a guy had no confidence and he said these things, it's not going to work. It isn't going to work because a woman's going to see in your facial expressions, in your body language, she's going to get a feeling from you that is insecure and not confident. And she's going to say no. Most cases, right? Some cases, if a woman likes you, she'll look past it. But generally, that's the rule of thumb. But when you're confident and it's, hi, excuse me, how are you doing? You're telling a woman without saying it, I believe in myself and I'm a nice man as well. I'm not on about fake nice guys. They're not nice. They're passively aggressive. I'm on about a proper man, a man who respects women, a gentleman, but a strong man, strong in his values, strong in himself, not in an aggressive way, not in a bully way, not all that BS. A real man, a man that majority of women would love and respect and will want to go out with. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm really going a bit deep here because I really want to get it into your head because I know a lot of you are miseducated. I was as well because there's so much advice out there which is terrible advice, terrible for your relationships with women. You turn into someone that you're not. You'll be a fake person, and that you'll have a breakdown at some point like that in your life. It won't sustain. It won't work, or you'll get the wrong relationships. So that's why, and I can say it as well. I'm not offended. I'm easy going. I would look at my own approaches and say, my conversations with women, man, I'm pretty boring. Yeah, my conversations they're boring, but they work. But my energy is not boring and the confidence is not boring, but the actual words, but that's only just to get to know them. Obviously, when I get to know a woman, when you get to know one of my clients, the best guys that I learned from, they were all just normal guys. They didn't do all that. They didn't use that tacky stuff. They didn't use all that tricks. I'm not even going to give it no light on my channel. I'm not going to say the name. You guys know what I'm on about. They don't come from that generation of this whole tricks and lies. They weren't like that. They were just simple. It was a gentleman. It was, hi, I'm interested in you. It was no hiding and directions. I want to go out of you. Do you want to go out of me? What's your number? Or can I give you my phone number? You're really nice. It was beautiful, and they were brilliant. So I learned from those guys, and obviously I learned from myself. I developed my own style. You've got to develop your own style. So what I'm basically saying is, when you're confident and you feel relaxed in your own skin, you can just have a normal conversation with a woman. That's normal. There's nothing in it. There's nothing in it, but it's going to work. She's going to like you. Because so many women have told me, I've had it. They said, oh, this guy came up to me. And I said, well, what happened? I was just weird. I told him I didn't want to go out with him. He's just creepy. And the reason why they say that is because when guys try to be something they're not, and they go out of being normal, and they come across like an arsehole, they come across like kids, insecure, and a real woman's not going to buy that. So you got to be genuine. And that obviously takes a lot of courage, but you can do it. So it's the simplicity. It's the same way if you met someone nice. If you met someone nice and they started coming up with weird things, you're going to want to hang out with someone. You're going to think this person's an idiot. You're going to think, I can't trust this person. So you've got to put yourself as well in a position of how a woman is feeling when you're starting a conversation with her. But it's the energy. It's all about the energy. Same on YouTube. Someone can come on YouTube and say the most extraordinary, intelligent, big words. But if the energy isn't right, I'm not going to stay on the video. I'm not going to enjoy it. But if someone comes on the video with a passion, the way I'm speaking today, and they're genuine and it's interesting and they want to help you, you're going to stay on the video. Because they're talking sense, they're talking truth. And that's what a woman's got to feel. She's got to feel that there's truth coming out of you. It's not crap. It's not teenager stuff where kids are reading, watching a video and want to read a book about how to be great with women and say these silly things that don't fit into the real world. So, I'm passionate about this. And obviously, once you get the fundamentals right of the basics, the boring stuff, which is hello, nice to meet you. My name's John, Tom, David. What's your name? I said, hi, nice to meet you. My name's Jenny, Sarah. Oh, great. Okay. Where did you grow up? Where are you from? Yeah, I understand it sounds boring, but it works. And it's the way that we get to know each other. Obviously, once you get to know each other, go on a date, it's not going to stay boring. It's going to get more interesting. Then you can get into what you do, what your views are, things you like in life, where you've traveled, your perspective, your journeys that you're on. So it doesn't stay there. So when you saw my conversations, that's just the introduction to break the ice, to get to know someone. But it doesn't stay there. So it's understanding these things. Guys, if you're getting value, because I can feel the value pouring out of me, hit that like button. And all I want to do in this video is make a great impact on you, help you to get confidence so you can attract the right woman for you, the right relationship. And I'm going to say this as well. I have to mention it. The next thing where all you guys go wrong, and I've gone wrong, impatience. Impatience breeds anxiety. Anxiety breeds the wrong type of behavior, because the more impatient you get, the more desperate you become. And when you act desperate around women, they're turned off straight away. They don't want to be a part of it, because desperation signals red flags. Signals that you're not in the right place, that you need something. And you don't want to be in that place where you need something. You want to be in a place where you have something to give. And that's where most of these guys go wrong. I'm not going to mention names. I don't want to give light on my platform. But they're trying to take from women. They're trying to take with the tricks and the manipulation, because they're empty. And if you're empty, you're going to be on the take. But when you're full up and you feel good and you're in a good place and you're a good person, you're not trying to take when you speak to women. I know some of this can sound deep for some people, but that's okay. You'll catch up to speed. So you can only really give when you're in a good place. And there is that love, compassion, truthfulness, honest. And I'm not saying perfect. None of us, I'm not perfect. I say it again. I never said I am, never claimed to be. I'm work in progress. But I'm in a good place. I'm a good person. And I know you guys are good people, which is why I spend a lot of my time connecting with you and teaching you and hanging out with you guys. So when you've got that feeling that this girl's great, I want to have a chat with her, I don't need anything from her, I just want to share. I just want to share this energy, this love, my personality, connect with her, make her feel great about herself, respect her. Man, they want to go out of you then. They want to go out of you then, because they can tell. Women can tell the difference straight away between a guy that has some agenda and is needy and desperate, and his ego's completely taking him over. There's some growing up to do. They know, they can tell. They know that, and obviously I've made the mistakes. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I have to sometimes point out where guys go wrong, so we can help you to put it right. So when you think about it, there's a lot of things. I want to say this gentle. Don't take this bad, guys. There's a lot of mistakes that you're making, and I've already outlined about 5 today. If you're doing all 5, some of you might not be doing the 5, and that's no diet, no training, no purpose, not in a good place. And the 5th one is the whole taking mentality, and that's just like when you're in survival. It's not gonna. I'm reluctant to use this word because it's a bit cheesy today. For me, it is. I know people love it, but I'll use it. When you haven't got that sort of abundant feeling, it gives off a certain scent, and women sense it. People sense it. I sense it with someone straight away. Straight away, I can tell. I can tell if someone's talking on a video, in a newsletter, when I meet someone, if they're needy and they're desperate. I can tell. And the truth is, we've all been like that at some point. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I've been in that place myself. It's not nice. But I've also been in the opposite place, and I'm there again, where you're not needy, you're not desperate, you're living life, you're happy, you've got a lot to give, and you're not trying to take. Now, that I'm not saying, again, it's not airy-fairy. I'm not saying just give, and you're not looking to receive anything. It's not really like that. But it's less on the take, more giving. And then that's when you're giving so much, you're going to receive so much. But when you're taking, trying to take so much, and you're going to give very little, you ain't going to get squat. So another video, right? I'm going to stick with you guys, and you've got to be patient throughout all this as well. Even when you're doing all these things right, you've got to be patient. It happens when you least expect it. The right woman, you build that connection, and then you're, and then you're happy. All right, guys. So hope you enjoyed it. Just to let you know, got 2 events coming up. The next event is the Free Phyllis event on the 19th. If you want to be a part of that, learn confidence, social skills, life skills, you can come. My email address is below. I've done a separate video outlining what happens at the event. Then I've got my paid weekend program coming up on the 25th and the 26th. That one is paid event, and that's a whole weekend of practicing, socializing, meeting women, building honest connections, developing relationship skills, social skills. It's amazing. So if you want to know more about any of those events, send me an email. More than happy to answer your questions. And I always say, if you're serious about the event, the weekend program, I'll jump on a Zoom call with you. I'll have a chat with you and see if you're right for the program. Now, if you're not right for the program, I won't take you on. I'm not like some of these other companies that just want to take anyone on to get their money. I don't work like that. I work with values and principles first, and business and money second. So if you are right, you'll feel it. You'll feel right for it. I'll feel right, and I'll sign you up. All right. If you're not, it's not. I'm not rejecting you. Just saying you're not right for it, and you'll find somebody that you are right for. All right. Speak to you guys soon, Phyllis.